Hello, everyone. Welcome in this online session. Welcome in this Skillify. So, as you know, that Amity University Online has initiated Skillify, where we need to, talk about the skills which is required in today's current scenario. So, I'm going to talk about one of the very important factor today, and what is this important factor, how it become important, why we are talking about credibility and all. This is what I'm going to discuss with you today. Before we discuss this, before we begin with the PPT, I want to give my intro. So I am Vandana Chandel, Assistant Professor, Amity University Online, a Professor of Media Communication. It's been 14 years I have spent in industry as a core media person. So I was there as radio jockey with All India Radio. I worked as a news anchor with different news channels, the prominent one also, and then I worked with BBC as a dubbing artist. I worked with ANI as a freelance anchor and reporter. I worked with several other media companies where we need to produce the content and so many other things which is related to this media profile. I will be doing that. So now, when I'm here with you, I'm thinking, and that thought was there in my mind, that we all are consuming new media like anything. So the people, those who are aware with this jargon, new media, they must be knowing the digital media is the new media, social media is the new media. And I'm going to share some of the very surprising facts with you so that you can also understand that credibility, which we are thinking and talking about, the social media, which we are consuming like anything, it become our media right now. Why we need to be cautious while using these media. So kindly give me a moment. I just want to share the PPT which I have prepared for you. So I hope everybody now can see the PPT. Factor influencing credibility on social media. This is what we are going to talk about. Let me just give a brief intro of this social media. What is this social media? So, social media is a collective term for the website, for applications, for the apps, which we are using for the purpose of communication, community based input, interactions, content sharing, and lot many other things which we are sharing through it. Now, the another thing which we are going to, focus in this Skillify session is the credibility of this social media content and the factor which influence it. So, social media credibility, which is SMC, refer to extent to which a reader believe the content or the information provided by the social media is right or wrong, biased or unbiased. Is it misinformation or is it disinformation or is it something which is not even a information? Trust in people online refer to the degree to which a person trusts other member of network. So this is what the social media is all about, and this is what the credibility of this social media is all about. Now, before going deep dive into it, I want to share some of the very interesting fact, and believe me, being a viewer of this Skillify session, you will come to know some of the very surprising details. So let me share with you. I hope everybody knows that by now we are 8 billion people across the world. And to be your surprise, approx 5 billion people are consuming the social media like anything all over the world, I am saying. So 8 billion total population and approx 4.9 billion people of them are using social media. This is the recent data of 2023 March. Okay, so these number also mean that over the third, two of the third people are using the internet. That give something very serious thing which we need to take in account, because that much of population sharing the data, sending the information, there's no boundaries, because we are in an era of internet and globalization. So it is going just here. So if you are sitting in India, you can send the information somebody sitting in Australia. If you're sitting in Germany, it is easy to send the information to somebody who is sitting in US. So if you are in UK, you can send the information to the third world countries. So this is how it becomes so very important and a matter of consideration, not for any individual, for everybody, for the governments, for the business class, for the bureaucrats, for diplomats, for everybody it's a concern. Now, there are, as I told you, 4.9 billion people already using this. Facebook is the biggest social media platform in terms of user base. It is 2.958, I mean, approx to 3 billion. This is the recent data of the March. So by the time I'm talking to you, it may have reached to 3 billion people. Now, these 3 billion people having a huge database on Facebook, you and me, we all know as an ordinary layman what we do with Facebook. All the events, all the pics, all the traveling you do, everything, whatever you do in your personal or professional life, whether it is achievement or something where you are not feeling good, you used to share the information. At times there are people, those who are having the propaganda which they used to run on these platforms. And why it become a matter of concern, I'm again and again telling you, just because of this huge database. Now, social media is used by 85% of the world's 5.2 billion mobile users. Now, another concern, that people, those who are using Android phones or something where they can use the technology of the internet, out of them, 85% is the active consumer user or the resource for this social media. Do you know how much a time, I mean, how much time an individual is spent on this social media? That is average, I'm giving you 2 hours and 35 minutes every day around the globe. So now you can think of that in this 24 hours, when you do your working, when you do household chores, when you are traveling, when you are doing, despite all these tasks, you on an average spending more than 2 hours every day. That is something which is shocking. Now, whether you want it or you don't want it, unconsciously or consciously, you are getting the information, you are receiving it, you are imbibing it, it is embedded in your mind. You can't say that I am watching a movie but there is no effect on us. The social media theory says that more you are going to be part of any sort of media, the more media you will find in you. So the more consumption of this, digital media is going to be there, or social media is going to be there, the more social media issues will be there in your life, in your thought, in your perception, whether it is personal or whether it is professional. As per Backlink Co., the average number of social media account held by millennial or Gen Z users are around 8.5. According to a research which has been done over the 46 nation, the data quite surprised, because India is, I mean, an average, user of this social media use more than 11.5 social media accounts. Don't you think it is something which is shocking? A country like India, where the major population belong to the youth, and this Generation Z actually consuming this media diet like anything. And if you talk about somebody who is at the bottom of this list, is of course Japan. On an average, 3.8 media accounts the user are using there in the Japan. So India being a country who's using most of the social media platform, whether it is YouTube, whether it is Insta, whether it is Twitter, whether it is LinkedIn, whether it is Naukri.com. Purpose may vary. Okay. It can be personal, it can be professional, it can be for networking, it can be for any other thing. But the average is so high among the countries, even more than UK and US. Here the concerns come. So 54% of the man and 46% of the women make up the global social media user by as of 2023, which simply means this, difference of male and female, women and men is not there when you are consuming this social media. So 54% and 46%, the 10% gap is of course there, but it is interesting to know that it has a close proximity. If we talk about US, the US has 302.35 million social media users. That means 90% population of that country. So overall, we are saying that more than 5 billion people are using data worldwide. And then we have India, where the users are quite very active. The number is 11.5 per user. I mean, that much of media, social media platform they are on. And when we talk about US, quite very surprising that 90% of the population. So if you are the one who are seeking a career in these country, kindly go by these digital media platform, take them very serious, update your profile and the knowledge you have, everything. Because, now nobody is going to check your horoscope. when they came to know for any of the purpose, whether you are looking for a job, whether you are looking for a matchmaking, you are trying to approach some of the university, they used to go by your social media profile. So kindly be very cautious when you make these profile, when you transfer the information, when you are a content creator or you become the resource person of some information, it becomes so very important for you to understand. Now, just because I have given you a brief profile of the background, that how and why we need to talk about the credibility, there are often issues which students used to share with us, and lot many learners used to mention that, ma'am, is there any process to check this? Absolutely no. There's no software which can tell you whether the information is right or the information is wrong. Now, what is the software which you can use? It is your brain. Why I am saying this? There are four key sources for to check the credible information. So one is when you go through anything, on social media, kindly check the timeliness. Whether the event is something which has just happened, whether the event is something which you were not aware of, is it something which has happened in the past? So, when you know the timeliness of the event, this will help you to take the decision whether the news is fake or not, whether the credibility is there or not. Now, relevance of the information. So if you go back in past, we have many riots, many political, statements given by the prominent leader, which is against each other. We have some different kind of, foreign relationship policy with America and Russia and China. So if somebody is sharing a relevant information, but the timeliness is not there, so you can easily identify that some individual or a group of individual is actually running their propaganda, because that is not something which is relevant to the current time. I hope it is clear and you are able to understand. Timeliness means you are sharing which has just happened or which has a relation to some information. Relevance means something which has happened in the past is still it is relevant or not. If you think that this is not even relevant, then also people are sharing it. They must be sharing their propaganda. So it is they are setting their agenda within this propaganda. Now, a most important thing which learners want to know, how to check or cross verify the source of information. There is a problem, a tragedy, you may say, or a good thing also. Every situation is having two coins of it. So when we say the social media, you can make an account, I can make an account. Nobody is asking us. Facebook is not asking us what is your qualification, you are eligible to make an account or not, what's your profession. I mean, you are supposed to give the detail if you are willing. If you are not okay with this, you can keep it private, but there is no filter in between. So whosoever, whether it's a criminal, whether it's a politician, whether it's a journalist, whether it's a advertiser, whether somebody who is a child of 7 8 year old, or maybe less than that, whosoever is willing to make account on the social media platform can easily make it. That's the problem. There is no filter. So when we talk of electronic media, television channel, when we talk of cinema, movies, when we talk of print media, we have the whole institution to give a cross verified clear news. Now, the journalists who go to cover the event cross verify certain things with the people, those who were eyewitness, those who were the culprit, those who were there, as victim of the situation. He cross check every aspect of information. Then he go back to office, and then the office will cross check the facts again, and then they will come to you. So there are certain 4 5 filter already there. But when it comes to social media, if you may want to create something rumor, you are free to do that. There's no filter at all. So if tomorrow I'm thinking that this a few days back, I think it's been a month now, some of the candidate will start posting that earth is not going to be there within this year. I mean, this information was taking like a burning sensation everywhere. It is speed up with some of the people, those who thought, okay, fine, it's going to happen, let me tell the other people also. So we have seen the wrong information and the pace and the speed up kind of things, which is just forwarding, reposting, forwarding, sharing, reposting, forwarding, sharing. This is all happening. So source of information, because the consumer become the source of the information. It is not all the journalists or the media people or the authentic people are going to be the account holders only. Anyone can be the account holder, and this anyone can spread whatever comes to his or her mind, or whatever seems okay to his propaganda or the agenda. So, source of the information, whenever you got anything, please cross check with your surroundings. That is most important, and that will give you a insight whether to believe it or to not believe it. Truthfulness of the information, of course there's no procedure to check this truthfulness, but to be honest, we have other media also. So kindly cross check the information when you first saw them on the social media. That is very important for you. If it is there in all other media also, there is a point to believe it. But if timeliness is not there, the relevance is not there, you are not sure about the sources, and truthfulness is not there, then what's the point to believe this? And when you are not able to believe, kindly do not repost, kindly do not reshare, and kindly do not re-forward it. That's the concept. So I told you earlier that there is only one software, that is your consciousness, that is your brain. Now, W method is also there to check the credibility. When you saw any information, first go. Please do think. The first thing which need to come to your mind, who is the author? If the author is somebody who's credible, who's having authenticity associated to his name or the organization he is with, so you need to check the who is the author. Then what is the purpose of this information or content? Every content, everything, whatever you are going to write must be having a purpose. So when we are posting our traveling pics, we have a purpose to tell the people that we have been to this place, it was great, we enjoyed. So same way, even when you are talking about some technology, even when you are talking about some threats, even when you are making an analysis or reposting or resharing it, there's a purpose associated to it. So kindly go by the purpose to check the accuracy. Where is the content from? That you need to check. Because social media, as I told you, every consumer has become an informer, is a resource person. Not everybody can be believed. So content coming from where? Is it some authentic sites of the government? Is it some company sites? Is it some authentic surveys? Or it's just a random information where no source has been mentioned? So it is just, it will be like one of the research says, one of the research. No, what is one of the research? What is the research name? When the research being conducted? How many people participated in it? Who gave the final result? What was the methodology of the analysis? So these things comes to your mind and you need to check. Why does the source exist? What is the purpose? Again, I'm telling you, this purpose will give you a real picture why this information is there on that portal. How does this source compare to others? Because you need to cross verify, cross check the thing. That is also very important. Now, quickly, I'm going to share one of the very crucial information and a small story which has just happened with me last week. So I got one message on my WhatsApp. This message says that there are a group of goons which is activated, I mean, quite very active in the Delhi NCR region. What they used to do, if a girl is driving a car, they used to knock, then they give some perfume sort of thing. The girl is going to be faint, then they'll take the girl along. And this is how almost 18 girls being kidnapped in Delhi NCR area. The moment I saw the information, being a person who belonged to this industry, it was hard for me to believe because I have not heard something similar from any other media, from electronic media, from radio, from cinema, from print, nowhere. Quickly, I did one thing. I'm having another WhatsApp group where I have some of the bureaucrats. I just posted the same message in that. Luckily, I found Delhi police commissioner who's looking after the traffic division of Delhi, and he shared the same thing, that on Twitter Delhi police made it quite very clear that this is a rumor being spread by somebody. It is not easy to identify that somebody, but the police personnel has confirmed that this is wrong, and we have given a clarification of the same thing on Twitter. So it was easy for me to cross check, but yes, for a layman, for an ordinary person, there may be a possibility. But what then we can do in that situation if you are not able to cross? Don't trust it blindly, because there are a lot many factors, as I told you: timeliness, relevance, source, and then truthfulness. All these need to be checked. And who will check? Your conscious. Every brain is having a conscious. That conscious will guide you whether the information is right or whether it is wrong. Now, how do you build credibility on social media? Everybody want to know about it. Always share a high quality content. which simply means the content need to be good. The sources, the statement, the quotations, the reference you are giving, that need to be very, very authentic. Being somebody who's using this social media as a resource person. So for example, if I am a faculty of Amity University Online and I am sharing lot many things related to media on my profile, I need to be very, very correct while sharing all this stuff, because I'm somebody who belongs to the industry, who is working in the industry, and then I need to see if anything wrong I'm going to share, the people, people are going to trust me for that, and that's my fault. And so as with others also, if they are going to trust the wrong information. Nurture interaction on social channels, that is also important. Encourage user generated content. Ask customer to review your company whenever you are posting something. Ask people to give their feedback, that make it more authentic. Okay, always. So if I'm the one who's been to some country, in the world, or maybe some place in India, I need to come back, and if I'm sharing my thought, I need to post some picture as the evidence. I need to upload some video as the evidence, like I was there at this place. So these evidences will make your data strong and something which can be easily believed to. That is very important. So if I am saying this book is good, okay, by saying this, it's not going to happen that people will believe me. So what to do to increase the credibility or the authenticity? I need to do a quick review of the book. It can be in written format with the words, or it can be in a video format with spoken words. So that give a authenticity. I can show the book cover page holding in my hand. That will again make it more authentic, and this will how people will find it more credible. Use trustworthy links in your post, that who said what. So if I'm making an analysis of a political party in India, if one prominent leader of one party said something against the other party, I need to give the link of that statement. So when the reader is going to click that, he will directly go to that hyperlink of a print media page or a e-paper page, or maybe something as interview or like this. So you need to take the care of it. So provide an insider's view, that is also important. Make sure your branding is consistent. If you are the one who will appear on your YouTube channel today, on your Insta tomorrow, and then after 15 days you took a break, then you are coming after 15 days, that will of course create a problem. Try to stream events live, that generate a kind of trust, what we are doing in this process. So Amity University Online always take care of the student, they take care of all the concern, and they initiated this Skillify session to have an interaction from directly from the faculty, and of course all the learner, all the follower of this Amity University Online, those who are there on LinkedIn, can join us, can see us now also and later also. So the basic concept of this is, you need to produce a credible thing, and you need to also check with your conscience that it is right or wrong. I have given you 4 points, 4 factors which will help you to guide whether the content is fake or not. Now you must be having one question in your mind, that ma'am, even if somebody produce something wrong, why they are not scared of law? To be honest about the Indian legal system, I need to tell you that even now our cyber policy isn't making. It is not full fledged ready with all the things. So Information Technology Act, which was there in 2000, Section 66A of this act bring prohibition and punishment to any offense which is committed via social media to hurt or cause injury to others. Okay, there are other provisions also, but now the way I am saying that the total world population is 8 billion, and approx 5 billion people are using the social media policy, I mean social media accounts. So we are still in a process to make this policy work, to make this policy clear, to make the process easy identification, and there are so many other things. India need to be little more worried and concerned about this issue, because when it comes to the platforms, where how many people are using how much social media platforms, so the number of India is quite very high, it is more than US. So of developed countries where the internet facility is almost 99.9%, and we are the one who is taking a lead of others, where the internet facility in the remote areas, in the countryside areas is even not good, people have such a high rate of consuming this social media. So here the concern is biggest, the challenges are more. What we need to do as a responsible citizen, as a responsible learner, as somebody who is using the internet or social media platform, those people are holding their account, we need to be accurate, we need to be right, we need not to spread anything wrong, and we need to check all the factors which I told you in this conversation to check whether the matter is credible or not. With this, I want to say thanks to everyone for taking part, for joining me, for attending this Skillify session. And I am really very happy. I believe that all the information which I have shared here, that's going to benefit you for a long time. And you are going to abide all these four rules, which I'm going to repeat for the last time. It is the timeliness, it is the relevance, it is the source, and the truthfulness of the content. With this, I just want to say bye and thanks to all of